In the realm of professional basketball, the New York Knicks have long been a team synonymous with grit, with toughness, and a never say die attitude. So from the days of the Bad Boys Pistons rivalry to the iconic battles at Madison Square Garden, the Knicks have always prided themselves on playing hard-nosed, physical basketball. The problem is, in recent times, the absence of a true enforcer on the court has left the team vulnerable, especially when it comes to protecting our star players. Now, historically, the Knicks have been known for their formidable front court, with legends like Patrick Ewing dominating the paint. But what made Ewing's era special was not just his individual brilliance, but also the presence of enforcers like Charles Oakley, Xavier McDaniel, Anthony Mason, who took it upon themselves to protect their star center. These type of enforcers were not just physical players. They were the embodiment of the team's identity and an insurance policy against any opponents taking liberties with our stars. Let's fast forward to the present, and the Knicks find themselves in need of a similar enforcer to shield our star players, particularly Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Brunson is a rising superstar in this league, and he's been a victim of excessive fouling, hindering his ability to fully showcase his potential on the court. The same can be said against Julius Randle, who's often the focal point of our offense, and he faces relentless physicality from opponents who are eager to injure him and disrupt his rhythm. The current NBA is soft, but the landscape is highly competitive and teams exploit any weakness they perceive in opponents. So without a no-nonsense enforcer to deter opponents from targeting a Brunson and targeting a Randle, the Knicks risk compromising their chances to go deep in the playoffs and make a run at the chip. So today we're going to explore the reasons for the Knicks urgently needing to address this issue, drawing parallels to successful eras when enforcers played a pivotal role in safeguarding the team's star players. So firstly, the physical toll on star players, especially those who are primarily ball handlers or post players like Brunson and Randle, can have detrimental effects on their performance and overall team dynamics. Foul trouble not only limits the playing time, but also affects their aggressiveness when is often key components of their effectiveness. An enforcer on the team serves as a deterrent, making opponents think twice before resorting to overly physical tactics. Charles Oakley, a Knicks legend, was known for his toughness and tenacity. He was a vital piece in protecting Patrick Ewing during the successful campaigns. Oakley's imposing presence in the paint sent a clear message to opponents. If you challenge Ewing, do it at your own risk. The psychological impact of having an enforcer cannot be overstated. It creates an atmosphere where opposing players are wary of crossing a line, knowing that repercussions await, especially in the Garden. Xavier McDaniel, another Knicks enforcer from the past, was a versatile player who can contribute offensively, but was also unafraid to mix it up physically. His ability to balance scoring with a rugged playing style made him a valuable asset in protecting the team's stars. The Knicks need a similar player, a player of that caliber, someone who can provide offensive contributions while instilling fear in the opposing players. Anthony Mason, often referred to as the heart and soul of the Knicks of the past, he embodied the spirit of an enforcer. He had a no-nonsense approach to the game, and he had a willingness to defend his teammates. That made him invaluable as an asset. Mace's impact extended beyond the stat sheet. He also brought intangibles. He elevated the team's cohesiveness and resilience. In our current state, we lack a player of Mason's mentality, someone who can rally the team and serve as a catalyst for unity. Physically, looking at the current roster, it's evident that the Knicks have talented players, but we lack a player who can effectively fill the enforcer role. So if acquiring such a player is a priority for our front office, then we need to get on it. Whether it's through trades, free agency, or developing existing talents like Precious, we have to identify a player who not only possesses the physical attributes, but also the mental fortitude to assume that role. In the modern NBA, the concept of an enforcer has evolved. It's not just about delivering bone-crushing hits or engaging in physical altercations. It's about being a presence on the court that demands respect. The enforcer must be someone who can navigate the league's rules, but still instill fear in his opponents. It's a delicate balance that requires a unique skill set, and the Knicks must be strategic in their pursuit of such a player. One argument against the need for an enforcer is the emphasis on skill and finesse in today's game. Some are going to argue that the NBA has shifted away from the physicality of the past, with an increased focus on three-point shooting and perimeter play. But I say, look at what Draymond Green is doing in this league. While this may be true to some extent, the importance of having a player who can protect star players, it remains unchanged. The enforcer's role may not involve as many bone-jarring hits, but it does require a level of physicality and toughness that can't be overlooked. We're already known as a physical team. The current state of the NBA, with its emphasis on analytics and pace and space, it diminishes the need for an enforcer, but it simply redefines the qualities required for success in this role. The Knicks must adapt to the evolving landscape while still embracing the essence of their historical identity. An enforcer can be someone who blends physicality and skill and protects our star players, but also contributes meaningful contributions to the team. So I'm gonna close with this. The New York Knicks find themselves at a crossroad, facing the urgent need for an enforcer to protect their star players, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. As they make their way back from injuries, the historical success of Knicks have been closely tied to the presence of an enforcer who safeguarded their stars and embodied the team's identity. To reclaim that identity and establish a winning culture, the Knicks must prioritize acquiring a player who can assume the enforcer role in today's modern NBA. The absence of a true enforcer is going to leave us vulnerable to teams taking wide open shots to exploit the physical nature of the game, thus hindering the performance of our stars and jeopardizing our success. The front office must carefully assess the current roster and explore potential trade opportunities, target free agents, beat the bushes. Who has a unique combination of skill, toughness, and mental fortitude that's required for the enforcer role? As the NBA continues to evolve and the Knicks continue to ascend, the Knicks must adapt while preserving the essence of our identity. An enforcer who can navigate the modern landscape while upholding the team's tradition of toughness is the missing ingredient that can elevate the Knicks to new heights. It's time for the Knicks to invest in our future by securing a player like that. One who not only protect our stars, but also contribute to a renewed sense of pride and competitiveness in our storied franchise. What say you? Keep this in mind. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there is no struggle, there's no progress. But also remember this. Here in Knicks Deli
Edition,
everybody eats. I'm Shia.